You see, I didn't know because of the Pisces planets. I've been under the influence of that for a while now. It's the Neptune and Pisces, and it's never hit this particular degree yet for all of humanity, where the sun was just conjuncted, and before that there was Mercury, and then, well, Venus is going to creep up onto there. And we're trying to be clear, but it's near impossible because, well, maybe that clarity is a trap anyway. We need to work our ways out of just a possibility into the infinite. And so then, okay, so then, why I'm making this video is how profoundly affected I feel. See, because I'm now clear. I'm realizing, okay, there's a full moon and there's an eclipse. Well, where's the degree? Well, it's at 4 degrees Libra. It affects the early degrees Libra, and I happen to have 369. It's right there at the early degree, and it's right in between my Sun and Pluto. And see, as a good astrologer, you see this fucking lingo that we're telling people as this good astrologers does not matter to other people. Only we know what we're talking about. If you're a really good teacher with words, you can try and explain what it is, but the narcissistic society is so disconnected from reality, so the truth isn't anything they're interested in. So you can't tell them. I mean, I can tell you that astrology is an esoteric language, a symbols system that communicates every possibility of the truth happening in reality as a human experience. It points at all possible sciences to be studied through that genre of truths, which is unlimited if you consider there's relationships, there's people, there's the way that can happen, and pretty soon that's what astrology is going to continue to give you a glimpse into it. And now see, you cannot really have a healthy imagination about this language unless you've been interested enough in the truth. In reality, you've had experiences, and then you are like curious about your own experiences. And then, see, I was curious. I'm like, why am I the way that I am? It's not a bad question. It's like, why am I the way that I am? And by the time I was 14, I met my astrological teacher, and there was apparently a system of symbols and a language that can say, no, look, this will tell you kind of why you're the way you are. This is why. It's not really a why. It is what it is. Let's look at the possibility of it all, the very uniqueness that the 369 and the 26-28 degree Mercury Uranus conjunction. Uranus Mercury. Mercury's at 28. That's what I have. Pardon me. And so getting back to the very profound. I mean, it's bad enough that that there's the epic solar eclipse that everybody knows, and they're going to go drive to Houston and wait for it to see the shadow. It's like whatever. It's at 16 degrees, which opposes my brother's sun. My brother's astrological sun sign is 16 degrees Libra, and that's auspicious to me. And for whatever reason, we experienced a complete disconnect is very, I would say, false as far as the beliefs inside of anybody's head. The truth is reality shows. So I'm not going to get into that. It's dealing with just look at it. Reality shows the truth that a lot of people just can't be in our lives. They weren't there, and we're not associating. I mean, you can try, you can be there. They're not going to remember. They're not really participating. I don't know. It's narcissism. What are we to say? I don't claim that I'm perfect. Aside from that, and all of us are bound to be like hell in misbehaving because we're not getting what we need. We're being it's just across the board. We're just misfitted because why? Well, it's engineered in you. The government is doing a great job at creating all of this. Believe me. I know I don't get likes on this because it seems like I'm angry, and it's like, babe, this is humanity. I'm here to tell you that enough is enough. We're beginning to see. I mean, I'm getting to see. I'm like, God, here it is now. I had to figure it out. The reason why you get chronic illnesses, particularly the autoimmune deficiencies, but I think it's safe to say every single disease that you're getting is being caused by your narcissistic society, the gaslighter society, the gaslighting, the fact that you live in denial a lot of the times, and more denial that you will live, the sicker that you will get. The more that you don't understand what's happening with you, the sicker that you're going to get. It, particularly just hanging out with narcissists who, uh, hard to tell who's who, isn't it? You have to look out for the one who can't really care for others genuinely. My system is going through a lot right now. I'm pretty sure that I just fell into it. I'm looking at it closely. It's like, okay, so I didn't eat wheat, a particular kind of wheat. I insist on trying to have bread, which I make my own breads, the flatbreads, tortilla. And they took this one specific kind of wheat off of the shelf. It's been like 4 months now that I can't find this. It showed up a little bit, and of course, I bought 2 bags, and there's only 2 bags left. And it's like that disappeared. I mean, because I used it all, and I can tell. See, some wheats are worse than others for your autoimmune. Already, you have a body that's struggling with. I'm sorry, I'm not projecting on this. You just don't know this. You probably have something that you're taking pills for, and I'm telling you right now, there's a way to get to the bottom of this. You need to extract yourself from the society that's poisoning itself out there, and don't get involved with most of it. Find the main staple. That's what I'm trying to do desperately. See, the thing that happened is, oh God, what a stupid story. But I tried. I couldn't get the lettuce leaves. I just didn't want to. My anyway. God, I want off of this planet. I want God to understand that I see through something now, and do not ever send me here ever again. I realize I made some mistakes here, but there isn't any here that makes sense for me to come back to. This is probably one of the things that the joke is. It's like, do you understand that 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 this is not real? It's actually unreal on top of not real. That's what's fucked up. It's a dream. It could be a beautiful dream, but guess what? It's turned into a fucking nightmare. It's a perfect opportunity being stomped down by. I'm about to write an article and just say, yeah, this is. I I despise the no purpose society that has effectively what I'm looking at. Okay, I wish I can put it into words. Everything that you see set up. See, this is how it's hard to put it in words and make a 5-year-old confirm it. Say, oh yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Thank you. That's all they want to know. When they ask a question, they're not asking a question. That's an answer right there. They just want to get a confirmation. And then a narcissist starts telling them lies, and there's where they're being disenfranchised. It starts early. Because, well, you can't blame any one person. The fact is if it's a narcissist, they are not coherent. They aren't using their eyes. They're not using their ears. They don't use their hands when they are moving them. You have to be careful. It's a fucking elephant in a china shop, and that china shop could very well be your life, your love life, your love. Do you have a hobby? Is there anything you like in life? They are known to spoil a shit sandwich, so what do you think they can do to your amazing situation you have going called life? Comment section down below. I would love to have a better look on my face and a better emotional setup. Let me tell you what going through a Jupiter, a big fat fucking Jupiter in Taurus, which is like, it can't be much there, but a big vein. Let's enjoy being sloths. But see, what's going to be happening with Jupiter that's finally moving forward, and so is Uranus. Pardon me while I try and look at for my fucking goddamned ephemeris. Bad enough sometimes I can't find my glasses. I'm telling you, I'm not having a good time nowadays. I know that there's a change happening with me, and I'm just having simply, I'm an Aries rising, and it's like, okay, I know how to adapt. Here, let me put my glasses on and I'll show you. There, see, I'm adapting. Get my fucking book. I was trying to tell you how that Jupiter is going to start conjuncting Uranus and Taurus, and that's going to happen soon, next month. It's flying by, kids. It's going to happen by the time we are hitting a very close degree. It's that Uranus is going to a heavenly place. It's an opportunity for me, and I don't like telling people this because you don't want to tell a narcissist anything about the opportunity that you might have in your life because it's like, oh, really? And so you want this and that and I can't me. Leave people alone. Life is a delicacy and it's a process and it becomes a point where it's like, voila. People are trying to do that shit. And trying is lying. Let's get back to fucking. I picked up on it just today, really. How Jupiter and Taurus, it's like, even it does trine my Venus, and it's like, yeah, thank you for the money, but did you know that wasn't the answer for me? I need love, hon. What are we to do? You stupid fucking dummy. I mean, Tauruses can be very, pardon the word, but I've always looked at it. I'm like, I am so disinterested in, especially the Taurus man, because he's Venus ruled. It's interesting, but the Taurus vibration in general is just like a cow chewing its cud out there, and it's like they're not interested in anything deeper than how's the weather, and it's a stable. It's the Earth signs, and it really represents true wealth. What more do we need? I'm in the sun. I got cud and I'm chewing. How are you doing? Can't you just fucking calm down? Why do you have to talk about the world problems? Because there's a world problem. Are you being the problem? Probably. Look at them. The Capricorn sits on a fucking wad of cash as an earth sign who gets along great with the Taurus. Virgos, it's hard to shove them in this conversation and saying, oh man, these people are impure fucking people that have no good intention at all, because it rules, in fact, brushing all of that shit up and saying, now what are we doing here? Are you a healer? Virgos are trippy. Virgos are trippy. See, I have Venus in Virgo. And that word is like a humana way of saying virgin. We're pointing at purity of information. You want to get the better foods going. You want to get real medicines happening. This is what Virgo people are doing. They are trying to find a solution to the problem, and they did. They are doing gardening. They're doing it in such a way that isn't more advanced than their mutable square. They're involved in a mutable square and an earth trine. That's what it's called. There's cardinal, fixed, and mutable, and the cardinal, fixed, and mutables is pointing out four signs that square each other, and they have a hard time with each other. The mutable square is Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces. These people don't really grasp the depth that the next one has. See, because astrology points at the evolutionary track that human consciousness is on, not just the organism that you are, and the whole human organism, possibly human. We're seeing that can possibly happen, but the entire universe that is human. The way we know that we've hit humanity is when we have access to the universe, and we know what God is, and everybody's on the same page with reality. But there's one page here. It's called reality. I don't know when I'm gonna find people that say you like to talk about this stuff. I do too. It's a conversation that's called Buddhism that's not very popular in the West as far as what it really is. See, I'm probably the only one in the West that's saying it's a conversation called Buddhism. The first time I heard it is from Alan Watts. He said, that's what Buddhism is. It's just a conversation between two people. One of them is enlightened, the other one isn't. And it starts in conversation. To me, it's profound. It's like, fuck, we're talking about narcissism versus people who are reality and just like, no, hey, hello. You're you're fooling yourself with that mind there, and ooh, God. See, that's why they open up monasteries and places to protect other people. I mean, really, we need to figure this out. It's coming that people like me and other people see. It's weird. Right before the C-19, it was happening. That was natural. That see, I was talking with, and we could talk for hours. See, this person. The problem is okay. First of all, they're man. And I can see all kinds of problems. I mean, this is, I'm sorry, babes, but men are, and I don't doubt that women have this issue also, right? There's something that is stunted in them. They are infantile. There's the infantile male, but I'm sure there's the infantile female. But I'm only seeing like from across the room here. I'm like, and I do speak for myself as the only way that I can come from is the spectrum of the woman side. But I don't relate with a lot of them. I try to. I look at it, and I can honestly, I wish I could write a autobiography just to try to explain all the possibility of that maybe there's a different kind of woman here versus ones that aren't that kind. But I would like to step back from the gender role and say maybe there's a different kind of presence here achieved. There's two types of people. I'm gonna keep saying it like this, and I'm sorry that my emotions are fucking blown apart. I have Jupiter squaring my fucking moon. I'm an Aquarius rising. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm an Aquarius moon. The Aquarius moon, we're not really that um complicating. It's like Spock there. We have analyzed we because it's a Uranus ruled moon. It's possible that we had an eccentric mother who was either really fucking smart or maybe something just very different about her. You have to look at that. Any aspect of their moon that's odd is like that, especially the Uranus. And it's like, yeah, no, my mom was a saint. It wasn't easy to recognize, not even for their own children after a while. But then after a while, no, I knew something worth spending time with and talking to for hours on end just because it wasn't my mother, it was somebody worth talking to there. She would say something and it would help you for the rest of your life. It's because she has busted through something. She has studied something. She is up to something. Anyway, love is it, babes. Really, thanking you right now for sitting with me through this. I, I'm, I, it's a really tough time, and it doesn't change. Nothing gets better. What happens is you get stronger. You begin to realize, how do I get on top of this? Okay, there's more poisons coming around me, and if it's not in the form of somebody dumping asphalt over there, it's in the form of somebody else attacking your character, fighting back at you and lashing out, and then them realizing that they're wrong anyway, and we're waiting for reconciliation. Maybe we're waiting for a genuine apology and say, hey, just scratch that. I realized that there's a span of time that I was never really here, even though I was here. And then when you got vulnerable, I pounced on you, and that was cheap of me. Excuse me, as I just don't know how to live because I'm a fucking narcissist with too much money to know what to do with it. Even if I did move in here fresh as a daisy and saw that maybe the oldest living residence is here, rendered up near like a damned orphan. No family, they all died and went fucking mad, or they're narcissists who can't care for each other at all. Sorry, I'm being honest here. It's Pluto time. It's Pluto time for the generation of my generation who has Pluto in Libra. The eclipse is going to activate this intense energy that says, do you get it or don't you get it? Do you see the writing on the wall? Do you feel, if anything, do you feel the energy? Do you have any relief? Do you have love in your life? Is it real love? Most likely it's being strung up and by satanic cult. It's impossible. You don't even know that hardly two can get together over this matter. Hasn't happened yet. They wouldn't. If it happens, you'll see that it's like the end of the world. And yes, it is the end of the world if love comes to town. This is where we know for sure. It's like, nobody knows about that. But if you ever dare do the work that it takes, the discipline, I'm the one to tell you right now, you don't really choose it. You don't choose it. There's a lot of philosophy coming out of the experience of that I'm talking about, the choicelessness, that becoming just love, just a presence, that you have a spontaneity that says, I think I'll write a note to these people. By the way, this is very toxic asphalt that you have chosen to put on your property, and it's looking like a lot of people did this, and it's actually very inconsiderate of the environment, not just your health. And I would continue to just try to just say this, and please think of not doing this, especially when I saw that 6 truckloads came in here right next door. See, this is the only thing. This thing is like, and I know I keep talking about this. This thing really bugs me. It has caused emotional disturbance because when I called inspectors to come and just say, hey, look, just, please, and you have to get on it more, get environmental people. We'd have to change this. It can't happen here. We can't have this going on. Why did that happen? Look at the argument they have. It's unreal. It's what happened. What happened? Charge them money. Take their money away. Fine them. Give it to the people that are trying to help this place, please. Instead of driving us crazy and mocking us and coming all the way here and saying it was unfounded. We didn't see anything, lady. Gaslighting, non-purposing society. Thank you for non-purposing me. I had a purpose here. Now it's non-purposed. You guys are great at fucking just non-purposing. There's such a thing as repurposing, but you guys are non-purposers. I'm sick and tired of the non-purposing society out there that's just like, wow, oh, we were supposed to do something? No, get mowed down by these assholes doing money.